Hello everybody, this is Jester with another casting of the PoA Throwdown tournament. Now this is the second round matches, and in this case this is the second match between Supahkyle, who's spawning as the pink Zerg in the bottom left, and bottom right you see myself, Spear Jester, spawning as the teal Zerg. This is the second match in a best of 3 matchup, Jester having won the third match, or not the third match, the first match. And these drones are going to go through the club together, and these overlords you will see high-five each other as they pass by. At this point we already know what cross positions we are. He's going to mine, going to his. Now at this point, as you can see, timings are a little off, but we're pretty much doing the same thing. Going gas first, then the pool. His pool comes up, which his pool comes a little faster, but you know my gas came up a little faster, so we'll see. As I've seen, this was this is definitely for ZvZ is definitely a race for gas, in my opinion. Because in the end, what wins games is, yeah, sure, you might win with a bunch of lings, but you're still going to need that gas, get that metabolic boost. If you're going to go a game with lings, you want to get that metabolic boost out. It's the one tech that you want to get in ZvZ at the very least. Now, a lot of my matchups, speaking of tech, I didn't really tech up as hard. I don't really have any excuse other than it was really late, but in reality, I didn't really have any excuse. Now Kyle is throwing down that spine crawler to avoid any zero-lane harassment. He knows that I'll probably end up poking my head here soon. We both go for our expos. He laid it down a little bit faster, but at this point, it's pretty much even. We're both getting metabolic boost at the same time. And I have my own spine crawler down, so this is really a mirror matchup in every sense of the term. Which I think is when you're watching a PvP or TVT, when you see them do the exact same build order at pretty much the exact same time, and literally in the literally in the same position in terms of their placement of the buildings. And here you pretty much see the same thing. The only difference is I had moved my spine crawler. I had some free spread, and I didn't lay down the Evo chamber yet. Getting that +1 attack is important, which we'll see Kyle grabbing here in a second. But I just didn't see the investment so early in the game. Now at this point, I'm just now pushing out. Back in my home base, I do have a few spawn crawlers, but we'll see how this plays out. So Kyle sees my push coming. We run by each other. I decided to say, fuck it, I'm just going to run straight for the goals. I didn't get to do as much damage, but I did get a lot of scouting information from this. Kyle's trying to overrun me, which had he managed to outrun me and get these surround, I would have lost all these lanes. So it's very close. Now here at this point, Kyle is retaking the tower, so he's going to know when I push out again. Question is he gonna? Yes, he is. He's going to push out. See my spines, and we rashed down Sky together. I think he was crying about my spines. Well, not necessarily crying. That sounds bad, but you know what I'm saying. You know, I just sniped his overlord over here. That's what that was. Which at this point didn't really hurt Supahkyle. I mean, it's 100 minerals down the drain, but that's what it is, right? Now, at this point, Kyle is not saturated. I don't think I'm very saturated myself, although more so than him. Our drone count's pretty weird though. He's oversaturated in his expo that swings it. He has a drone count, so technically he should have been winning this, but my Spire is coming up soon. It's straight to that, so excellent cross. Yeah, I do have my lings waiting by my spine crawler and some banelings to do some real damage. in case he wanted to mass lanes and try to outrun me. So I think this is pretty sufficient defense for where it's in the game. Now, have the Cal gotten roaches on the field and got them in large enough numbers, or did the proper micro? I don't know what happened, but it's definitely what changed the game. I do have the mutants out pretty quick, or I think quicker than I did. No, I think I had it about the same time. I mean, I could get Spire up like 9 minutes and start having mutants out faster than what I did here, but it's really a game of poking my head and really knock out. They get the player a lot sooner, and figuring that I was going to go meet a lane again, he did opt to get Hydras, really effective against what I was. And that's where I said, well, fuck yeah, I'll build more Zerglings and get some Banelings in there, since unfortunately Hydras are just light units with very low health points. They get chewed up if I could just get a bunch of Banelings in there. Now Kyle's about to push out from what it seems, but I had my Zerglings there, so I was able to fend them off and leave him back in his base. Kyle, seemingly worried that I'll do a run by, has his units waiting up here. I thought he was gonna just settle it here. That way his Hydralisk could get a killer shot just sending his Zerglings down there and keep them in this area. At which point he'd have his Spine Crawlers down, jabbing in there. He'd have his Hydralisk up here, shooting downwards, and he'd have his Lings just holding my Lings down there, and would have been really effective. Here I am rolling in with even more Banelings. And my Zerglings go straight for the mineral line. Banelings up. And at this point I decided that I wanted to hit the mineral line really hard. This is what really set Kyle back. As you see here, he went from over 40 to 16 drones. If you look at the unit loss tab, he's I've already killed 33 of his workers total. I do have more Zerglings coming out. At this point, I was fearing for my life. These Mulists are going to get chewed up by those large number of Vitalists who are so effective when you mass them, but in reality, mass any unit, they're pretty effective. Especially at this point, I believe he has the +1 tag. I don't believe I've teched up out. Yep, I'm just now grabbing the +1 melee. Got more Banelings on the way. So all I gotta do is buy time. Kyle a little intimidated by these spines, but he shouldn't be with that many. There's 1 spine, 2 spines. And yet again, Banelings is where it really helped me out with this off. Like this, I get distracted by the most random things. I just like watching this go by. Oh man, right over here I wasn't trying to hit the queen, I was trying to hit the drones. I moved and the Baneling felt like the queen was a higher priority. At this point I got 24 Lings massing up. At this point I'm also 3 base. I did not scout this 3rd base, so I actually don't know about it. I actually figured Kyle was just working off 2 base. Now, when Kyle didn't, at this point, I'm going to hit his main mineral line here. Over here, you see Kyle clean up after my third is going to go down. Now, when Kyle didn't GG, as it were, I figured he was still trying to make a comeback with what he had, or maybe just BMing, or maybe he was just holding off. But reality, what's going to end up happening is when put on every, he's just running off his 3rd base, so he's still able to supply himself with more lanes, which is what this game has devolved back into. So basically, it went from lane Baneling evolved into Hydra versus the Roaches, which was a great counter, great decision by Supahkyle. But then devolved again to a lane baneling thrashing slugfest. Sniping all his tech buildings. I'm still wondering why he just doesn't give up, but seeing that turn back up, I'm good, and I got muted out again. Well, a muted out. Then I'm like, oh wait a minute, I know. They clean up his army, and then there must be a third base out there. Well, not quite yet. It's about to hit me right now. Yeah. Yep. And here I have a bunch of speedlings about to go mop up this area. Does Kyle give up? No, he drops a fourth base. Says fuck you, Jester. We'll come back in this game. I don't know what happened. Point, I scout up here. And I'm just really left. The game's pretty much over, and I'm just really left try to scout out Kyle. Now, in the best of 3 matchup, this was the second match that Kyle lost, but this is a double elimination tourney, so Kyle is going to be able to make a comeback, and he did place in the he did eventually place in the semifinals for the tourney. At which point Kyle just leaves the game. So that was a great matchup. That was really more of a slugfest than the last matchup. It was still a slow slugfest to really evolve. Both players playing very cautiously, but in the end, Jester won out, and Kyle will have to step up his game, as it were, to make it to the finals. I'll get this beautiful explosion, blood and gore. Alright, it was well played, good game, and keep gaming.